Hi, and welcome back to Pillows and Princesses. I am Janie Eastman, your host today, and we are back at my phantasmical sleepover with Sophia Dunn.
Hello.
We are from the Role Models podcast. We typically make D&D TTRPG content on this page, but sometimes we do side quests and do things like
ranking fairy boyfriend.
Yeah, the fairy boyfriend tier list. So if you're confused about this, we did an episode last week, and we are just going to pick right back up where we left off.
Fabulous.
Okay. Do you want to pull someone for us?
I do.
And this time I have the tape ready, you guys.
Okay.
Rather than...
I want him at A pretty much immediately. This is Thranduil from The Hobbit. This is Lee Pace and he is a problematic man. Let us be very honest about this. But Lee Pace with this lovely lace front, blonde wig. Riding a deer.
That is magic.
With a crown on his head.
And you know what they say, like, people are willing to say looks aren't everything. When are we going to be willing to say personality ain't everything?
Exactly.
Some people don't need it. Some people don't need a personality.
Some people don't need it.
Some people don't need it.
Some people don't.
Some people...
He doesn't.
He don't need it.
He is mean to his son, and he is a little bit racist against dwarves. But he talks like an angel. His voice, especially when he started talking for the first time in that movie, I was like,
yeah,
that did something to me.
As a platinum blonde beauty, or I used to be, the purple shampoo that man must be using, the Elven purple shampoo.
Exactly.
He's putting in the work.
And I will say this. We talk about the Legolas effect, and we talked about the Legolas effect with Tamlin earlier.
Yes.
He takes the Legolas effect and like ups it.
He's like Dilfy Legolas.
He's Dilfy Legolas, while Lee Pace is younger than Orlando Bloom. Isn't that is a fun little tidbit. He is younger than Orlando Bloom, and he plays Orlando Bloom's dad. And he still comes off as Dilf. He's like 2 years younger than him, I'm pretty sure.
I like him.
He
can be right there.
A tier for our lovely, lovely Thranduil here.
Let's see who we got. Oh. Who dis?
This is Rhysand from A Court of Thorns and Roses, or Rhys from A Court of Thorns and Roses. And
I've heard about him.
I am going to be honest. I think he can... Actually, I'm going to let you place him first based off of vibes, because we're going off of your vibes first if you don't know who they are.
He looks moody and broody and handsome.
Yes.
B tier?
I honestly would put him there anyway.
Okay.
I will now give you background.
Okay.
He is if you have not read the second book of A Court of Thorns and Roses, stop watching now. He is the second male love interest of A Court of Thorns and Roses. So he basically saves the female main character and helps save the female main character. And he actually shows up to her wedding to Tamlin that she does not want to be at. She's been put in a poofy dress that she doesn't want to do. She does not want to be there. And as she's walking down the aisle, she's like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm doing this out of duty and I don't really want to be here. Mm-hmm. Just in her head. And he just poofs out of shadow behind her and is like, because they had made another background. Mm-hmm. A Court of Thorns and Roses is based on Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. That is what it is.
And so what is he?
The second book is Persephone and Hades.
Oh. But a little different.
So she had made a deal where she has to spend a certain amount of time in the night court with him.
Okay, yeah.
So he pops up at their wedding and is like, I'm cashing in that deal right now, and poofs them away. And then she throws a shoe at his head. And it's very fun. But Rhysand being right here is great. I'm good with that. He's the opposite of Tamlin. He does make the female main character the High Lady of the Night Court, which is the first High Lady ever in the history of Prythian. So
Okay, progressive
Rhysand.
king.
I know.
Misogynist go F tier.
Away. Okay, this is Prince Zane from A Fairy Secret, and I am going to be honest, I do not remember him at all. So I just
I like his little like.
I like his little Superman curl.
I know, that's nice.
Isn't he a bad guy? Isn't he like not the? I don't remember either.
He looks like he would be in their
think,
crew.
Yes, he can be here. And if we're wrong about that and we're remembering wrong, please let us know.
Barbie heads, let us know in the comments.
We could do a Barbie men ranking, and that'd be so fun.
I want to do a Barbie outfit rating from the early 2000s Barbie movies. If you want that, like, comment, say
Can me
Barbies.
and Christy be there for that? Pretty please.
Christy's not seen these movies.
Christy has not seen the Barbie movies.
No.
But she would love the costume. She could do a whole
Christy?
cosplay thing. Okay, Christy, watch these movies.
Okay, but he looks like they would be douchey
He looks
friends.
like this would be bougie.
Yeah, they would all
Bougie, but like fight against their crown, kind of like
I don't know.
I don't know. He
the vibe's
fits
not
right there. The vibe's right there.
He looks like he might try and get me into crypto.
Yes, and that's why he belongs in D.
D tier.
Not even C for crypto, but D.
D. All
right,
right,
perfect.
Next fairy. Who's this?
This is Sled from the Pixie Hollow movies.
Oh!
He is the one where he is Rosetta's little frozen boyfriend, where she's like, I'm Rosetta. Or like, what's your name? Sled. Oh my, that's perfect. I'm Rosetta. It's fabulous.
We like an icy boyfriend.
Okay, I love him. I think he's great, but I also love these three, and I think they're great. I would put him at B tier, if only because we have to put the other Pixie Hollow boys that I did bring someplace,
up
and
top.
some of them are going up top.
From Pixie Hollow?
I did not bring Bobble from Pixie Hollow. I'm so sorry. I brought my personal favorites.
Spencer,
Sled,
our
is
editor. Can you just
there.
put in Bobble here?
You can put Bobble there.
Can you put Bobble in
Is
here?
Bobble the one with the glasses?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I do love a Bobble, and he has a cute Irish accent.
He does.
Honorary Bobble.
He's more my type
Honorary
than
Bobble
yours.
right
to
here.
be fair,
I did like him. Though.
I
He's
like a
very
little
sweet.
Dorcas McGorkus.
He is a Dorcas McGorkus, and I love that a lot.
I know. I was like, I hope my husband didn't overhear that too loud. But it's okay.
Yeah, I think Sled
This
belongs
looks like
right
a boy
here.
band. We made a boy band on
We
accident.
made a boy band.
We made a bowling league.
A bowling league, and a boy band.
Boy band.
This is the most unlikely pairing I think that we've
Ever.
made. We've made the
But
crypto. We've
can
made
I
a
be
frat.
honest?
Okay.
I think he's beautiful. Do I think he would be in the bowling league?
He would not be in the bowling league. He would hate these men. He'd be too stuck up for them. Janie.
This is so
He's
controversial.
Brandwell. He's Lee Pace. You can't put Lee Pace
But
lower.
But I feel like these men all would have like the same political opinions. I just got your ass.
You did. And he does belong in the... This is the dad bowling league.
I know.
Because he kidnaps a baby. So that makes him a temporary dad. And he sings, you remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power.
What
That
power?
power.
Mm-hmm.
That is when he's talking to this baby and throwing him up in the air.
Oh.
Oberon is a dad and also kidnaps a baby, technically, according to the play. Because he wants the baby that Titania has. And then we have Elrond, who's a dad, and Thranduil, who's a dad. So this is just the dad bowling
Dilf
league.
squad.
The Dilf squad.
Can that go across the screen in sparkly letters?
Yes.
Dilf squad. If only either of us could sing.
If only.
That would have been really beautiful.
I know, but we did do the same pitch.
We
and
did.
That
and
I
that's
do
good. For me being
appreciate.
tone deaf.
But also, I mean, Cosmo is up here and he belongs up
He
here.
belongs up here, and
He
I just
belongs up
don't
here.
think the standard was met. And
Okay.
I think we're allowed to,
I think we're allowed to put him in
like,
the Dilf
it's
squad.
like post-nut clarity. I was like, oh,
Maybe he belongs lower.
maybe he does.
I think maybe if I were listening to his voice right now, I would have a harder time putting him down, but that's okay. I'm just looking at his face. It's okay.
It's okay.
I can be okay with that. And he does belong in the dad bowling league.
He does.
Alrighty.
Who's next?
This is King Mallory from again, the
Pixie
Pixie Hollow series. This is Queen Clarion's former lover who has a broken wing because he spent too long on the spring side because he is in love with Queen Clarion, the Frost King. Yes, King Mallory. And if you do not put him at A tier right now, I'm going to cry. Okay.
He's
he
a
is
good
why
man.
Sled is here.
Yes.
He is why Sled is down here.
You know what?
Is because he loved Queen Clarion so much and they wanted to spend so much time together. And they spent too much time. And so his wing broke. So he literally can't fly. He rides around on a snowy owl.
That's so... See? Men
who love their wives. I know that he's not married to Queen Clarion, but men who love their wives.
If you ain't willing to break your wing,
yes,
or carry a baby, you're not in the A tier.
You're not in the A tier. Except for I'm gonna put someone in the A tier that is coming up who does not belong there, but he does belong there.
We will renegotiate. We are willing to
Thranduil
renegotiate.
is okay. We are willing to renegotiate. But yeah, King Mallory. I also saw him for the first time talking to. He's also very like good dad energy. Like he's not a dad, but like Periwinkle, Tinkerbell's sister.
Yes.
He is like a father-ish figure, and like when he shows up, you're like, daddy, like immediately.
Dad.
It's very, that's a dad. Yeah. But like very good, very hot dad.
present.
Also, look at, you can't see in this
muscular.
picture. He's all muscly and has like this, his outfit slays.
Yeah.
And has like, he has like
he's a white-haired king.
Yes, he has like a whole frosted leaf cape to cover his broken wing.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Stunning.
Alrighty.
I love that. Okay.
You want to post another one?
He's good where he's at.
I'm happy with that.
This is Legolas from The Lord of the Rings.
You give that to me.
I knew like this is right. As much as he would fit in with the boy band that we have going on right here, he fits. I love Legolas. I love their
if you were not changed as a young woman or young individual,
just young individual
by Legolas, if you were not a young man, woman being,
yes,
and you didn't see Legolas and you weren't like,
and if you didn't originally like first see him and were like, if you didn't watch him sled down those stairs shooting arrows on a shield, you were then. And don't lie to us. We all know it.
you
and
were
if that
changed.
didn't get you, you watched him kill an Oliphant. That's what they're called, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lord of the Rings fan.
You watched him kill. I am sort of a Lord of the Rings fan, but I haven't watched that movie in a little bit. You watched him slide off that elephant's trunk, jump off, and go down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man.
Beautiful.
Also, this
He's
is
got a good
Orlando
heart.
Bloom in his absolute prime, which is like his first breakout role. Is Orlando Bloom like this was the first like big role that he did, and then he was on Pirates, and we saw a different side of him.
Sometimes men are so handsome they're putrid. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
I do.
so beautiful and so handsome that you're like,
there's got to be something wrong.
There's something about Orlando Bloom where he's like very beautiful and handsome, but you're like, no,
And ethereal.
I'm safe with you.
Yes, and just so ethereal. Like that's the first word. Like. But like earthy in a grounded way. Like Thranduil gives, I feel like Thranduil and Elrond as like, they give like that like ethereal, can't quite touch them. But like Legolas has that ethereal beauty, but it's like grounded. He gives very fairy. This is very elf. He
could be a fairy. He could be a Sarah J. Maas fairy.
He could be which I do think that she just said, I like
paste.
Legolas a lot, and so I'm going to copy and paste him and just make him a little hornier. Like,
he could have been hornier.
He could have been. So, he's happy right there. He's happy and he's solid right there.
He's if we had an S tier, Legolas for me.
Legolas would be up. He would be up there
S tier
for sure. This is Puck. This is Stanley Tucci as Puck in Midsummer Night's Dream. And I want to also put him at A tier, but we probably shouldn't. No, because he's just following orders. I love Puck. Puck from A Midsummer Night's Dream.
He's just following orders.
He is following orders.
Where have I heard that before?
is this poor. Okay, let's talk about Puck for just a second right here on this podcast.
Okay, we could talk about but I've not seen this specific rendition of Midsummer Night's Dream.
But he's Stanley Tucci. Think of Stanley Tucci
as Puck.
saying Puck's lines with little horns on his bald head, little shirtless, walking around with goat legs. He's great.
If we're talking about Puck.
Yeah, but even just like Puck in general.
He's a mischievous
mischievous
boy.
man. He's a mischievous, yeah.
I just don't
You just don't see him as the A tier?
I just don't see him as A tier.
Puck for me was like the epitome of fairy. Like Midsummer Night's Dream was like the first.
But like this
the
group,
very first.
if this is like an
Shakespeare
NSYNC,
play I
they
saw.
need a Justin, you know?
They do need a Justin, and Puck can carry a tune. We know that.
So I'm just not married to the idea of him being A tier.
I just think, again,
Now,
Midsummer
if you
Night's
had
Dream.
Mustard Seed for Midsummer Night's Dream, deep cut for the Shakespeare heads at home, Mustard Seed the fairy. I think there's one named Mothwing or something.
Yes.
Something like that.
Mothballs.
Mothballs. He would be, but Puck.
Okay,
I don't know.
I might change some things. Go
After
off in a second.
we'll do this. We'll do the Sophia rendition.
We'll do the Sophia rendition, and that is one I'm gonna change. Okay, Pips from Fern Gully.
I've also
Have
not
you
seen
not?
Fern
You
Gully.
have not seen Fern Gully? Fern Gully is such a Janie movie that you should see.
Really?
It is such a deep cut classic that talks about saving the environment and how you shouldn't test on animals. Robin Williams is in it. Tim Curry is in it.
he a good
This
fairy?
beautiful shirtless fairy named Pips, who Krista is insane. Krista is the main girl in Fern Gully, and she's obsessed with humans, and she makes this human named Zach small, and she's like, I'm in love with you. When Pips has been in love with her forever and is far and away the more perfect choice for her, and also he's a little redhead and he's so fairy. Like he plays on his little pipes and he has flowing red hair and he's really handsome. And I watched Fern Gully and I just yelled at her the whole time. I was like, you're making the wrong decision.
Wrong man.
This is wrong. You are picking the wrong boy. Why are you picking the annoying human dude that has baggy pants and was crashing all over your forest, putting red X's on all of the like rainforest trees so that they can get cut down? And she like teaches him about like the magic of the forest and how he shouldn't do that and how he should be a good person. He does not need to be taught.
No,
He already
he
knows.
knows.
He knows.
He knows.
I
we like
love
a man
Pips.
who knows.
We like a man who knows. He's also very protective of Krista, and I like that a lot, but not in like a
Controlling way.
controlling way. He's just very protective
That's
of
a good
her.
balance.
In like a, you're doing really dangerous things and you probably shouldn't be doing that. And she does in fact almost die, and
he could have prevented
he
that.
could have prevented that. If she had just chosen right, I feel like Pips could have fixed the whole problem sooner. I love Pips. Okay.
And I think we're on to our last two fellas.
Our last two fellas.
This
A tier. This is Carden Greenbrier, and he's going right at A. Here is why I'm going to talk about Carden Greenbrier right now.
is he from The Cruel Prince?
He is from The Cruel Prince.
We may be in disagreement.
Oh.
I read the first half of A Cruel Prince on a flight to Kentucky, and I thought he was a dick.
He is! But you have to read the second half of the book to know that he's like fully in love with her. But he is a fairy. Okay.
Well, I don't think you
We
should
go
be
back to
dicks
part
to
one.
girls you like.
Here, okay, we go back to part 1. Hello.
My husband is doing construction on our house right now.
Okay, we go back to part 1. Part 1. So again, I am a book talk girly. Carden is a book talk boy.
Book talk.
We go back to part
I'm
1
gonna
where I
float
said,
him right here.
okay, I was like, if you were putting him down here with these, I'm gonna hit you. We're gonna have a brawl right here
brawl.
on camera. Sarah J. Maas just took Legolas and said, no, this is actually Fae, and made these lovely men, Rune Dannon, Rowan, Reese. the ferryman, Tamlin. Ugh.
Okay.
But Carden is old fae. Like there's like you have the fairies, like these fairies from like the like modern day. What do we see as a fairy? The Tinkerbell version of the fairy, the fairy godmother version of the fairy. Carden is old fae. He's the old Irish version.
Oh, like
that
don't
old
give your name.
Celtic. Don't give your real name. He is old magic, and it reads so much like a Celtic fairy tale because that is how they work. But there is I knew that I loved him when I was listening to the book. I will say this, and then I asked for the hard copy because I love The Cruel Prince so much. Wow. You need to finish it. But there is one part where she finds a book in his library that she has snuck into. And there is a page. There's just a page in this book in his handwriting that just says Jude, 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 Jude. Like just he's written it over and over again because he is so truly obsessed with her. And also a man that says, have I told you how ugly, how hideous you look tonight? Because he's fairy. He's old fairy. They can't lie. He said, have I told you how hideous you look tonight? And she says, no, you haven't. And he says, well, I can't.
Aww.
And it's beautiful in its simplicity and it's great. And also he has a tail and that's fun.
Well, girl.
For me, Carden is up here. He is above, and I will also say this in my favor. Olivia also thinks that Carden belongs higher than Rhys.
Whoa.
Olivia will not be on the Role Models podcast. She is Jerem's wife, and she's beautiful, and she's wonderful.
We
and she's
love
perfect.
Olivia.
We love Olivia. And that, I think, was probably the most convincing thing I could say to Janie to put him up here.
Olivia is trustworthy.
Olivia has also finished The Cruel Prince. Okay. And she's like, literally
there
last
could be
night.
Redemption.
Last night when we were talking about this, and we said, we're going to rank fairy men. And she went, you're going to have Carden on there, right? And I said, yes. And she's like, and he's going to be higher than Rhys, right? And I was like, yes. So I was like, don't you worry. I will make sure of it.
If this
he
is for,
is here.
If this is for sweet Olivia.
This is for sweet Olivia.
I'll allow
and
it.
Also, you have to have the fairy, like the fairy aspect of it. And he hits old fairy. He hits it. I love Carden. Terrence belongs on the A tier as well. Terrence belongs there. Terrence is the original fairy boyfriend.
He is.
He is the original fairy boyfriend. I'm happy he's last.
Of the Justin Bieber era.
Of the Justin Bieber. For me, he is Jesse McCartney.
I remember. You just spoke to my soul.
I know. Your beautiful soul.
Your beautiful soul. Can we get the little guitar?
Da, 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 da.
Terrence, he's got a good job.
He does.
He's got a home.
He does.
He's got great style.
He does.
He's kind. He's considerate. He's compassionate.
He's wonderful.
He's constant.
He is. Because he is the same in the books as he is in the movie. He is the same. And a lot of the fairies changed in the books and the movies. The Pixie Hollow books and the Tinkerbell movies. Terrence is the same. Terrence is just beautiful, dorky. I am in love with this girl that does not love me back.
Yeah.
Constant. But
supportive
he's like,
of a girl boss.
Supportive of a girl boss and is willing to stay her friend even though he is in love with her. He has been in the friend zone for so long.
See, there's one constant amongst all of the, almost
we
all
don't
of
talk
these
about
men.
this because
This
he belongs
is a personal
here.
opinion.
This is a personal opinion.
Sophia, as a friend of the show, she gets one. Okay. Respectful. Respectful as hell.
This is respectful men. There's also, there's like the husbands and then the friend zone boy.
And then the friend zone.
The
and
friend zone
Legolas.
and the enemies to lovers.
I know.
Because she does love him and it's wonderful.
I feel okay about this.
I also feel okay about this.
I feel like I should have done more refreshers, but there's so many fairies.
I know. There's so many fairies. And this was also me like cutting back as I was like, okay, that really doesn't count as a fairy.
That can't count.
That can't count as a fairy.
When Sophia messaged me and said, send me your fairies for this tier list. First of all, I didn't send her any.
No.
But one on my list was Sedith from Fire Emblem Three Houses. He can turn into a dragon. That's not even close to a fairy.
It's not, but that's
okay.
okay.
He would have been A tier for me. He's beautiful.
Dragon boyfriends can be another one because we
miscellaneous
fantasy boyfriends can be a thing.
But guys, let me know, what did we get wrong? In your opinion, what did we get wrong? Who are we missing? I'm sure that there are some that are missing.
Of our list, we have the frat house.
Yes. Trash.
Trash.
We've got the bowling league.
The bowling league.
The boy band.
And
the
A-tier men.
The A-team.
The A-team.
They are a beautiful squadron of men.
Okay, if we did have an S tier, who from this row would we move to S tier? Legolas, I feel like, would be up there.
Legolas.
I feel like Terrence would make his way up to S tier.
He would make his way up.
Because he is very fairy.
But there's a lot of negotiating we could do here.
Yes, there is a lot of negotiating.
There's a lot of negotiating, but
like
if you can't tell, as it gets wider towards the top, we like fairies.
We do.
So let us know what you would change, who you would add, and if you want to see a fairy girlfriend tier list, if you want to see a mermaid tier list,
yes,
an anime boy tier list,
anime boy tier list.
Let us know, and I'm so glad you could come over to my sleepover.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we've got soccer practice at 5 a.m, so we should probably go to bed, or my mom will get mad and she won't bring fruit snacks.
Oh,
so
no.
We should probably go.
We should probably go.
Thank you for coming to our sleepover. I hope you have a great night, or morning, or evening, or whatever time it is when you watch this. And thank you for coming, Sophia. Where can they find you?
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Sophia is Dunn with DUNN. And
thanks for coming. From all of us, the Role Models Podcast and Pills and Princesses. Good night.